An office is more than just a desk and a fake plant. It's a place where we go to feel creative, inspired, and efficient. While many of us are transitioning into an impromptu homework environment, it's important now, more than ever, to get your work from home set up correct so that you can stay sane and remain efficient. Hi everyone, I'm Abby Vasek, interior designer, and I'm here to give you your ultimate guide for setting up your work from home office. Location is everything. It's particularly key to your productivity in a home office. It's all too easy to go to the kitchen for a glass of water and lose an hour. Distractions are literally lurking behind every corner.
There's a distraction.
So, the important thing to consider is choosing a spot that's quiet and interruption-free. Options that work well are converting a guest bedroom, using a breakfast nook, your laundry room, your formal dining room. Turning that into your office is wonderful, but there's a lot of us that just don't have that extra space. If you don't have a ton of space, consider converting a walk-in closet or a closet with less depth. Take the doors off the front and get yourself set up within. Or even anchoring your desk behind the sofa so that all of the cords run between the desk and the sofa. Just use what you got and don't overthink it. There's a lot of ways that you can create a partition in your home using things that you already have. Grab a bookshelf that's on the wall, turn it perpendicular so that it literally creates a new backdrop behind you and new space for your home office. Another idea that may seem a little drastic, but guys, this is drastic times, right? Calling for drastic measures. Find a few rooms that you don't mind taking the doors off of and rehinge them together to create a large, substantial screen behind you. This will make for an awesome partition. In my case, to create the curtain that you see behind me, I took my two adjacent walls, I screwed in some eye hooks, and then ran a tie-down ratchet to create a crossbar. It creates incredible tension where you can hang anything. And next time I have a conference call or do something like this, voila! I realize this may not be ideal, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're doing this for just a little while, but while we do, give yourself the gift of having the visual clutter removed behind you and the opportunity for a little bit more privacy. While you may be up in your head a lot while you're working, your body needs proper support so that you don't suffer from short-term or long-term side effects. Plus a little consideration to the types of tasks that you're going to be performing, in addition to working on your computer and taking notes, like making a conference call, need to be taken into consideration. And remember, just because your office location has altered, your level of service and your brand image shouldn't. So let's take a quick look at some things around the home that we already have to support what you need now. While laptops are an extremely convenient work solution, there are a few setbacks that get overlooked. They typically sit on your desk, which causes you to lean in, and this can literally be a pain in the neck. And on top of that, the mouse pad and keyboard are all attached. So this forces your wrists and arms to rest in unnatural ways and can cause consistent awkward movements throughout the day. A portable table or a laptop stand, a freestanding keyboard, and a mouse will make a huge difference. You might want to consider your chair and your posture while you sit. I like using a dining room chair. It can make a suitable desk chair if you throw a pillow in there for your lumbar support. Most kitchen tables sit too high. You can use an additional pillow as a seat cushion. Just keep in mind that you want your hands to be slightly below the elbow as you type and have your knees at about a 90-degree angle. And one of the most important tips is to keep your monitor at eye level. There's all sorts of things you can use around the house, like a case of water, a case of soda, more of those stacked books I had mentioned before. Just whatever you do, just make sure it's stable. All right, now we've got the location and the basics covered. Let's really unpack how to set up the rest of your workspace. Begin by making a list of all the types of activities that you need to do and make sure that we have adequate space for that. Do you need room for taking notes or spreading out documents or a backdrop for conference calls? Let function be your guide in this design. Typically, you need about 45 inches wide to accommodate both your desk and some note-taking space. If you've got limited floor space, let's start building up. Let's attach some shelves to the wall using a simple board and an L bracket. We can also attach milk crates or shoe boxes to the wall, anything that allows you to build up. Don't feel like drilling them into the wall? Use some heavy-duty double-sided sticky tape or thumbtacks. Remember, this is all temporary solutions. Say you don't have a desk. Take a door off of its hinges and support it with 2 smaller side tables, sawhorses, or a full stack of books, cinder blocks, stools, just really whatever you can get your hands on. I realize we're talking a lot about using things for their unintended purposes, but it's time to get creative. Necessity is the mother of invention. While sunlight is the most rejuvenating, and we could all use as much immune-boosting vitamin D right now as possible, let's be attentive to how that sunlight is affecting our space. The last thing I want is for you to be backlit, creating a scary silhouette of yourself in your next Zoom meeting. We also need task lighting and additional ambient lighting. I like Torchiere floor lamps that shoot light up into the space, giving you more ambient lighting. And for task lighting, just go find another lamp in the house that makes you really happy and set it on your new desk. I love playing with lighting. It can really change the mood. But the bottom line is, we just need to be able to see what we're doing. Another real point is that when we're working from home and wearing a lot of different hats like mommy or daddy or who knows what, we can often forget who we actually are as a professional. Don't let that imposter syndrome creep in on you. So to avoid that, grab something that represents your greatest accomplishments. Maybe it was a write-up in a magazine about you, or a certificate of accomplishment, or a diploma. Get something that reminds you of the incredible professional that you are and map that thing and hang it on the wall. Incorporating a little touch of greenery can go so far. Whether that's a little succulent or a vase of some flowers, it can really add some extra energy into the space and uplift your spirits. I like small and tall plants for my desk, something that's narrow in size. And then for other areas, I like something more medium and bushy. Not only will plants bring a little extra life into your space, they'll literally purify your air. It's a win-win. And don't forget the accessories. Some of my favorite accessories include a cool rock as a paperweight or bookend, a clock freestanding or wall mounted, small framed images that inspire or relax me like a beautiful leaf, a framed poem, an exotic view of nature, figurines, vases or sculptures, and a mirror for a quick look before you take that next video conference call. Looking good. Preparedness is not only vital in times of crisis, but also in just catching momentum in your home office. And as my daddy always said, proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. So let's get organized. Unsightly cords kill an otherwise decent workspace. If the desk is facing a wall or the back of a sofa or a partition of some sort, it's less of an issue, but still, I like to tame those sprawling cords by bundling them together with zip ties, bread ties, string, binder clips, or even trusty old duct tape. If your back is to the wall, the guts of your system are in constant view. I recommend drilling a hole in your desk and then run the cords down, and then using strong tape, tack them to the underside of your desk and then run them down the backside of one of your desk legs. The first thing to consider when organizing your office supplies is to pare it down to what you actually really need. Never before has it been as important to be minimal. Let's clear the clutter and stick to just the basics. Gather up all your office supplies that you need, like pens, paper clips, staples, highlighters, USB cables, and earbuds, whatever you need, and organize them into clear jars. A fun space-saving project is to screw mason jar lids to the underside of a shelf. Fill up the mason jar with like items and screw them back into the lids so your supplies are suspended and visible. You can also use small bowls or even empty canned goods. Slap a nice label on them and you've got a makeshift supply section. There's something that this level of organization does for us. It adds an air of intentionality into our workspace that might otherwise feel so haphazard and disheveled. The more that you can organize it, the more you're going to feel supported in it. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a comment below to tell us about your work from home situation. I'm Abby Vasek on Facebook, and my website is abbyvasek.com. And be sure to like and subscribe to Houston Public Media for more great content.